saying is this: you can sleep in your house, but you can't. No.
No, you can't.
You can sleep in your car, but you can't drive your house.
That's what it is. Okay, so it's redemption time, right?
Hey, it's redemption time.
We saw what happened last time.
Last time was not good. We didn't have the brakes bled yet, and we were putting the cart before the horse.
Literally.
Horse
or the ramp.
The cart.
Or the ramp before the horse.
We were putting the Jeep before the ramp.
Travis was telling me there's a lot of cool things that have been done to, especially the rear end of this. And I think we covered it in the last video slightly, but explain to me and the people watching what's been done. I know there's a 392 swap,
yep.
But besides the obvious that we'll see here,
yep.
what's underneath the carriage?
It's all TerraFlex suspension parts. It's a 3.5-inch lift with all 8 control arms replaced. It's the rear long travel kit with the rear control arm relocation brackets and longer brake lines and a different sway bar setup for the rear. So the Jeep should flex out really well, especially for a Gladiator. The Ram 1500 style rear suspension isn't known to articulate great, so that's why they have like that long travel conversion kit. But aside from that, it's got a nice steering stabilizer. It's got a steering box brace and just nice Mickey Thompson 37s.
Me, because I'm unaware, when you have a relocation kit for the control arms, is that giving you more ride clearance like underneath, or how does that affect when it's flexing?
It can mean different things based on what you're talking about. So like we do front control arm correction brackets that lower the mounting points of the front control arms. That hinders your clearance, but kind of helps the drivability. This is not that. This has these brackets that raise the mounting points of the upper rear control arms on the axle side. So it's really just changing the geometry of the rear suspension. You're not gaining or losing clearance. I think it's probably to help the pinion angle of the rear axle at extreme articulation. But yeah, it's really actually not gaining or losing clearance in this case, but the term geometry, relocation, or correction bracket can mean a lot of different things.
Cool. Okay, so the 392, how'd that happen?
So we had a lot of help from the guys over at Tom's 4x4. We did the rest of the build, but for the motor and the transmission and just getting everything done in a quick and timely manner, they're really great, and they're close by, great to work with, and if we have any issues, they're a big help. So that's who we use to help us on this one.
I want people to hear this. Let me get back here, and then you crank it. Yeah, literally. A little bit of water, that's okay.
That's okay.
It's all right. Okay. Well, let's see what this thing can do.
And it stops now.
And it has brakes. Ooh, up. That's about it right there. Okay. Wow.
That back tire on the
okay.
ground, pretty much eating.
Yeah, you're on the ground. Okay. You're up there. I'd say you are really close to
we're
you're
past
really
the
close
F3,
to your old Jeep.
Past the F3, past Warford. Yeah, that's the LJ. We're like lined up with the LJ. And that's an LJ on long arms. That's a long arm LJ with triangulated 4 links. I mean, that's a pretty crazy setup. For a Gladiator, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
When the technicians forget their tools, they don't get them back. I get to keep them.
That's how it comes.
Got a nice flashlight here.
The control arm is covered with flashlights.
This is how we do our rock lights. we just stick a bunch of these to the bottom of the Jeep, and then, well, that one's dead.
Well, that one doesn't even work.
We'll give you one that works though, I promise.
Yeah.
The rear setup, you can see here, that's the control arm relocation bracket I was talking about. So normally this arm would mount down where that bolt is, but this bracket scoots it up. And again, I think it's a pinion angle thing.
That makes sense now that I can actually see how this works.
But I could be totally wrong on that.
Pretty good.
The pinion angle looks great right now.
Yeah, I mean that's very
We got the beautiful AccuTune Fox 2.5s.
Sexy.
Super nice. Yeah.
The exhaust. You guys like? Is it MagnaFlow or is it just regular? And it's what? Anything done with that one?
I want to say it's got a MagnaFlow muffler. Yes, we did a MagnaFlow muffler. It's 3-inch.
Oh, I could have just.
Yeah.
I could have just read it.
It's just a single big MagnaFlow muffler, 3-inch mandrel bent all the way back. Nothing too fancy. This is pretty.
Sounds nice.
This is pretty conservative sounding. The intake on this really, I would say, is louder than the exhaust. We can do a quick little drive in a second where you can kind of hear what I'm talking about with the intake. And another big thing is that the sway bar is now up here. Typically on the Gladiator, the sway bar is down mounted on the rear axle, which from a clearance perspective is not the best place to have it.
Well, cool. Yeah, let's hear that intake.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Boom.
Here, that kind of like.
It's kind of like a.
It's not a Hellcat
I like
whistle.
the growl that it has, though. It's very kind of.
It's very
low, throaty,
torquey, low pitch. That's 6.4 American liters.
There's a lot of bald eagles.
392 mother cubic inches.